So I'm here with a van that's not mine. It's actually Katelyn's. We're gonna take a tour of her van right now, so please stay tuned for that. Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so what are we doing in this video? Why is this video important? I want to dedicate this video to the women out there because this is March. We're in the month of March and it's Women's Month. We had the International Women's Day the other day. So I figure why not show off a girl's van. Like, she lives in a van and she's way stronger than I am, mentally and physically. So I wanted to show her off, and her dog, Taquito. I begged her to show her van off. I learned so much from her. I admire her. She's awesome, and I'm gonna show off her van. So please, you know what? Forget it. Let's just get right to it. Here's Katelyn's van. Hope you enjoy. So Katelyn has a 136 inch? 136 inch wheelbase. Mine's a 159, so hers is smaller. It's the 1500. It's 2014? 2014. The first year that the Ram came out with their ProMaster. She did a 5-month Appalachian Trail, and you just told me some really cool stuff about the Appalachian Trail, and it led you into this life.
Definitely, yeah.
So what, okay, just give me your story, because I'm not even gonna be able to ask right now. I can't even imagine doing the Appalachian Trail because it's scary. I'm a diva, and you're not. You're like an outdoorsy, badass girl, and I can't imagine what it's like to live out of a tent and a backpack for 5 months, and it's pretty cool, right?
I mean, it was pretty awesome. It was very...
And you hiked from Georgia to Connecticut or Massachusetts?
I stopped in Connecticut, yeah.
You stopped in Connecticut. Yeah. It goes all the way to Maine, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So it goes to Maine, but she cut it early so she could start the van life. And you kind of just fell in love with the idea of being a minimalist?
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Taquito did the Appalachian Trail too. This is Taquito. She's gonna bring Taquito down because I heard her whimpering, so.
Now she's the van dog.
Now she's the van dog, yeah. And she did the trail with you. You had a backpack that was how much weight?
I think it started off at I think I started with about 30 pounds, not including water.
And then you ended around 14?
During the summer, I had it down to 14 for a while, yeah.
So you hiked 5 months. Do you remember the months that you did it from 1 to 1?
Yeah, I started March 28th.
So weird. I started my van build 2 days after that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so weird. March 28th, so
coming up about a year ago.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so I started March 28th. I hiked for about a month and then I got injured.
What did you injure?
I got a stress fracture on my metatarsal. So just from like repeated.
And this was like right in the beginning?
Yeah, about a month in.
And then she went 4 more months hiking from Georgia to Connecticut. Yeah, that's smart.
I'm sure there are a lot of people that had way worse injuries than that.
Oh my goodness. I would have called it quits right there and flown home. So that's what people do on the Appalachian Trail apparently that I was not aware of. So that's takes some serious balls, so good for you guys. Very, very happy, very proud of all of you. And then, so that minimalist living, from living in a backpack and on a tent, kind of brought you into your van.
Yeah, so I initially, I thought, so at the time that I started the Appalachian Trail, I had decided to go travel to Europe, and I was coming back from Europe, and it was the exact same time that you start the Appalachian Trail normally, so I figured, okay, when am I not going to have any don't have any attachments. I don't have an apartment. I don't have a car that I have to pay for. I don't have a job that I have to worry about. So once I started getting into New Jersey, I remember I started listening to podcasts about van life and RVing and how to do everything with that. And I decided eventually that I wanted to get off trail so that I could start building the van.
So you decided in New Jersey, this is so weird, you decided in New Jersey that you're going to do van life, and then in Connecticut, which is like the state above, but it probably took you a couple weeks to get there.
Yeah. It took a little bit of time.
It took a little bit of time, and you were like, F this, I'm done, let's go home, and let's start building out the van with your dad, Tom.
Yeah.
And that's why. So her van is a little bit different than mine. If you haven't watched my tour video, I'll put a card up right now in the corner. You can click on that, watch my tour. But her van is like a night and day difference between mine and hers, and you'll see why in a second. It's a work in progress. I said that to you before we started this, that your van is like a work in progress. You're always trying to do upgrades. You're always trying to do things. And then you told me a story that related to the Appalachian Trail, and you were like, well, I didn't want to put all these gizmos and gadgets in there and then realize I don't need them.
Yeah.
And you were like, I learned that lesson along the Appalachian Trail because you felt like a lot of people would bring things and then they realized they don't need them.
Yeah.
This is so important because when she told me this, I got really upset because I realized how much money I wasted on my build. I spent more than I needed, number one. Number two, there were like gizmos and gadgets and things that I put inside the van that I ended up not using because I was just like, I got rid of them. I gave to friends because I realized, like, I bought like a microwave, like a small microwave.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I bought a small microwave, like it was like a 600 watt microwave, and it was like, it took up so much room, and I realized I didn't use it as much as I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do I have this huge thing taking up so much room that takes up 600 watts of power every time I plug it in? And I gave it to one of my friends. It was like a $60 thing. Like, yeah, $60 isn't that big a deal, but at the end of the day, it's like $60. That's a credit card bill. That's whatever it is. So
yeah.
And I was like, damn it, I kind of just threw away $60 just like that. I think I used it 6 times.
Part of the whole experience of van life is realizing
how much you really use.
How much you really use, and how little. Okay, the value of you're spending so much money on all these things, and how little you actually need all these things that you're spending money on.
Right.
Isn't that sort of the whole?
It is.
Kind of going into the whole purpose of living in.
We are in, I guess we're technically in Malibu right now.
Yeah.
We are in Malibu. We're in the canyon. So I'll just kind of pan around, like we're kind of like in the canyon of Malibu. There's kind of a cliff right there. She works in Malibu, and she's on her way back up to the valley. So we figured we'd stop here. We were gonna go by the ocean, but it's kind of a crummy day, so we didn't do that. We figured we'd do a turnout in the middle of Malibu Canyon. So, dude, I want to see your van. Let's do this. One of the reasons why she took the tour of Renergy with me is because she doesn't have solar power, and she's thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it, definitely.
She might get the suitcase, like the folding ones.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put any panels on the roof. You can actually just like literally lay out the panels on the, wherever you are, angle them towards the sun, and you can charge your battery. She does have a battery.
Yeah, I do have a battery in here.
She has a battery underneath this little guy.
I did just indulge in a gadget actually today.
Oh!
The other day I just put these in.
She has LED lights.
Okay.
The LED strips.
Get ready for it.
Oh, look at that, it changes colors.
They flash. Shit.
Something I actually really wanted to do was the LED lights, like the strip like you have right there, and I didn't do it, and I'm like kind of like, every time I turn on my lights, I kind of like upset about this. By the way, fellow Bostonian, whatever you want to call it, just wanted to throw that out there. She has the spray foam. You can see right here, you can see right there in the door. She actually has a really cool picture on her Instagram. I'll throw her Instagram handle in the description below. You have a really cool picture of like you. That's on your Instagram, right?
I don't know if it's on my Instagram actually, but I can put it on there.
She's gonna put it on there now because I just asked her to, and now I kind of put her on the spot. She showed me the picture of her doing the spray.
Yeah.
Like you have to tape everything off.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's something that I wanted to do. How much did it cost? Because I know I'm gonna get people to ask me those questions. Because like I have the rigid foam board. And it's good. It's I think the 2 inch is like an R19 value. I'm pretty sure it's higher than an R19. That's the thing.
I thought it was, I recall it being the best that I could find. From
Honestly, when I was doing my research,
everything, yeah.
spray is the best.
Yeah.
If you can afford spray, do spray. Because spray, we've been really cold here in Los Angeles the last few weeks, and I actually was texting her in the middle of the night, and my van gets down to like the high 40s, 50s, and I was like, I'm cold. And we were parked next to each other one day, and she was like, I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, well, you suck. And it stays pretty warm in here.
Yeah, no, it does stay very warm. I don't have an issue with it. I mean, but we're also in Los Angeles. So
we are, but I'm still cold at 40 something degrees, 48, 49, 50, 51. Like, it's cold for me then.
Yeah.
And apparently you're not, but I think it stays a lot warmer in here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'll put it to the test, but
it's unbelievable.
To try it. Yeah.
So that's the spray right there.
It was from Home Depot, and it was $2.99 for the whole kit, which
what? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, to do the whole van, I feel like I probably, it was skimping on doing the whole thing. It said it was supposed to do 200 square feet, and you figure 60 square feet by 60 square feet by 60 square feet, so 180 square feet, because I wasn't doing the floor.
Okay.
And it didn't really quite do
the whole thing.
Exactly the whole thing. Yeah.
And I see you actually on the back doors. You have the insulation. You have is like the denim.
Yeah.
The denim.
Yeah, the denim.
That you put in the doors, which is really good. I didn't do that well of a job on my doors, so I'm actually impressed that you did a very good installation job, you and your dad. Way better than I did. My installation, if you want to do a comparison, my installation cost me roughly $150-ish. So you paid double, but I think the amount of insulation you got was better than what I did.
Well, okay, it was $300 for the spray foam, and then the denim I think was $70 or $80.
Okay.
And then I've also bought the Reflectix and the same pink foam that you had.
Oh yeah, the Reflectix. Definitely forgot to add those into mine. Yeah. So I spent probably around $200. So
yeah.
Poor Taquito's eating. All right, I'm gonna ask you about your kitchen, guys. This is Katelyn's kitchen area. I actually complimented her on her cabinetry. And where did you get your cabinets?
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
As well as your paneling, right?
This actually came from...
Oh, I've actually asked you this, and you sent me the same exact thing.
A small store in Peterborough, New Hampshire. Gosh, I can't think of it. I think part of it's from Home Depot and part of it's from there. But yeah, it's tongue and groove pine.
Tongue and groove pine. Yeah. It actually looks really pretty. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I really like it too.
And then your cabinetry came from Home Depot.
Yeah.
You got those bad boys on sale.
Yeah, so these I got, I ended up getting them luckily half off, but even if I didn't get them half off, I like the setup that I used for these. These are actually meant to be upper cabinets and turned the other way.
So smart.
So I wanted something matching, but I didn't want to make the cabinets myself, and I wanted everything to just be plain wood. So all of these cabinets and these cabinets, they're all meant to be upper cabinets, and I put a 2x4 underneath just to raise them up a little bit.
Smart, very smart.
The lower cabinets I thought were a little bit too wide to come out, and I didn't want it to take up that much space. I wanted a little bit more floor space in here.
Okay.
So then I took the upper cabinets, so this one down here is the same as these two, and I just turned them so that they open this way.
Cool. Very nice.
So yeah, I really, really like that, so that everything's matching. It was simple. Yeah, even if I didn't get them half off, I would have still probably bought these. I just have a super simple basic gravity sink, so
gravity sink, which is nice because you don't have to worry about, for instance, like me, I have to worry about my pump shutting down or something along those lines. Everything works off of gravity for you.
Yeah. So
you have a water container in the back there.
Yeah. So I have a tank back there
that she fills up with water, obviously.
Yeah.
And it literally works off of gravity, so you can imagine that it goes right out that faucet, I believe. Right?
Yeah. So there's tubing that runs it down to this faucet, and
boom.
Voila.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So
you don't have to waste your water. You can turn that off. I feel bad.
It's simple. I would, if I could change one thing, I would definitely make my sink a little bit bigger. It's not super convenient for washing dishes, but it works.
It works.
Yeah.
You see that?
And then I've just got a...
This is coming from your gray water tank,
there.
yep.
Yeah. And then for cooking,
Oh shit.
I've got just one hot plate. I can plug it into my inverter if I need to. And then if I really want to get crazy and make something fancy, I just also have my my Pocket Rocket camping stove from
Which I'm sure
when I was hiking the trail.
did. I was gonna say you used that on your trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually this was actually too big for me to bring on the trail. I brought something smaller than this. It's
No way.
A little too big, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I've got some pots down here, just more of my camping stuff, some pots up there, dishes up there.
Unbelievable.
The oh so necessary non-refrigerated hazelnut creamer.
Non-refrigerated?
Yeah, it's just the
Oh, okay.
the powder.
Like the powder?
Yeah. Yeah, there's
saw
a few,
that.
everything's mostly simple, but there's a few things that I went high class on, like the wine glass rack.
Yeah, of course. I like it. I actually do like this. And she's so smart because when you're driving in a van, you don't want things to fall, so she put a nice little bungee there, so the glasses won't fall.
Yeah.
Unless she learned the hard way, but I think
I did learn the hard way.
You did learn the hard way. Okay, I just called you out on that. My bad. Okay, I had to split this up into two parts. I'm so sorry for that, but there was just so much good information about her van, her backstory, everything about it. I wanted to keep it in there. I wanted to inform everybody, so I left it all in there. I will pick this up again tomorrow with part 2, so check that out. And thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'll see you tomorrow.